Americans devour over 2.3 billion Chicken McNuggets every year. Yes, billion. That's enough to circle the Earth more than 100 times if you laid them end to end. So what is it about these crispy little golden bites that has the nation completely obsessed? Is it the crunch, the flavor, the dipping sauces, or perhaps something deeper baked into the very psychology of snacking? Today, we're taking you behind the scenes of the mighty McNugget from its origin story in the corporate test. Kitchens of McDonald's to the factory lines that churn out millions every single day. What you're about to hear is the complete, juicy truth behind one of America's most iconic fast food obsessions. Few menu items have earned their place in pop culture. Quite like McDonald's Chicken McNuggets. While they feel like they've been around forever, these bite-sized powerhouses actually date back only to the early 1980s. Back then, red meat reigned supreme, and fast food menus revolved around burgers. But tastes were shifting, nudged by growing health concerns around beef consumption. Sensing an opportunity, McDonald's decided it was time to bring chicken into the spotlight in a form the masses could love. Enter René Arend, a classically trained chef from Luxembourg with a background in fine French cuisine. Not exactly the type of person you'd expect to create fast food, but that's what made the results so extraordinary. Tasked with a major challenge transforming chicken into something consistent, portable, and delicious, Rend developed a recipe that combined white meat chicken, savory spices, and a revolutionary batter that could survive freezing, flash frying, and long-haul shipping without losing its signature crunch. Of course, the McNugget's appeal wasn't just about taste. Even its shape was engineered for charm and consistency. The original McNuggets were designed in 4 fun forms: bell, boot, ball, and bone. These weren't chosen at random. Each shape was crafted to be kid-friendly, easy to hold, and perfect for dipping. When they launched in select stores in 1981, the response was immediate. By 1983, they were available nationwide. And just like that, a fast food star was born. Part of the McNuggets' early allure was their positioning as a healthier alternative to burgers. But their true superpower lay in how fun and satisfying they were to eat. Dipping sauces only sweetened the deal literally. With tangy barbecue, zesty hot mustard, smooth honey mustard, and the legendary sweet and sour, McDonald's transformed simple nuggets into a customizable, flavor-packed experience. Then came the infamous Szechuan sauce, catapulted into pop culture. Stardom by an offhand reference in an episode of Rick and Morty, sending fans into a frenzy to bring it back. The McNugget became more than just a menu item. It became a cultural icon. Americans now consume over 2.3 billion McNuggets a year. A demand so massive that it requires a precisely engineered, ultra-hygienic, and high-volume factory process to fulfill it. And let's be clear, what happens behind the scenes is just as fascinating as the final bite. The journey of a Chicken McNugget begins with sourcing. McDonald's works only with select chicken farms that meet strict quality guidelines, including a no antibiotics for growth policy and high animal welfare standards. The preferred meat is white breast meat, known for being lean, tender, and consistent across batches. The raw meat is delivered to processing facilities where it enters an industrial grinder that turns it into a smooth base. But before you think chicken paste in a negative light, know this: it's the beginning of a huge slice. It's the beginning of a flavor transformation. Inside massive industrial mixers, this ground chicken is combined with salt, pepper, sugar, and a proprietary blend of spices. The seasonings are added at carefully measured intervals and mixed at preset speeds to ensure that every ounce of meat gets the exact same burst of flavor. Think of it like a food scientist's version of alchemy. Next, the mixture is pushed into what could be called the Nugget Shaper 3000A molding machine that forms those 4 iconic shapes. Why 4? Because variety is fun, but consistency is king. The machine ensures that every nugget, whether it's a boot or a bell, has the same thickness, weight, and volume. High-speed cameras and laser scanners check for anomalies. If a nugget doesn't look right, it gets the boot. Literally now onto the exterior, arguably the most important part. The nuggets first get a pre-tip in a light batter that helps bind the outer breading. Then, they travel down the line into the breading machine, where they are coated in a proprietary blend of seasoned breadcrumbs. This double coating process ensures that the nugget gets that craveable crunch on the outside, while staying juicy on the inside. Too much breading and it gets soggy. Too little and you lose that signature crisp. The freshly breaded nuggets are now ready for their first cooking session, the flash fry. They take a quick swim in hot oil, not to fully cook them, but just to set the breading and lock in moisture. This flash fry ensures that when you get them at the restaurant, they're golden, crispy, and mouth-wateringly tender. After flash frying, the nuggets are sent through an industrial blast freezer. Imagine a wind tunnel of icy air that freezes each nugget in seconds. This process, called cryogenic freezing, halts all cooking and preserves texture and flavor. It also makes it possible to ship the nuggets to thousands of McDonald's restaurants without losing any of that freshly made magic. Quality control is fierce. Every nugget is scanned for shape, weight, and color. Anything that doesn't meet the gold standard gets removed. The approved nuggets are then packaged into sealed bags or boxes, loaded into refrigerated trucks, and shipped out across the country. Once they arrive at your local McDonald's, they're stored in restaurant freezers until you place your order. When that craving hits and you finally ask for your 10-piece with extra sauce, the real-time magic begins. Frozen nuggets go straight from freezer to fryer without thawing. The oil blend used canola, corn, and soybeans, chosen for its high smoke point and neutral flavor. Fryers are set to a precise 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and timing is everything. A few minutes later, the nuggets are golden brown and sizzling, then shaken to remove excess oil, placed in a warming tray, and boxed up fresh. From freezer to finger licking in just minutes. And the result? A perfect bite every single time. It's no accident. It's the result of decades of research, innovation, and industrial food wizardry. Every crunch, every juicy center, every satisfying dip into a little plastic cup of barbecue sauce is part of a meticulously engineered experience. But let's not forget the McNuggets' place in pop culture. From YouTube eating challenges to McNugget pillows to limited edition dipping sauces. Inspired by global pop stars like BTS, nuggets have a cultural life well beyond the deep fryer. Who could forget when a nugget shaped like an Among Us character sold for nearly $100,000 on eBay? That's not food, that's FANDOM. Many ways, McNuggets have become a shared language. A happy meal for a kid. A guilty pleasure for a college student. A late-night snack after a long day. They're not just food. They're nostalgia in a cardboard box dipped in tangy sauce. Here's your fully rewritten, SEO-optimized, and engaging version of the Choco Pie Factory script. Designed specifically for a U.S. audience, it includes a strong hook, smooth transitions, vivid imagery, and enhanced storytelling, all in paragraph format with no headings. This version will perform well for video voiceovers, blog posts, or long-form content, and is crafted to hold audience attention from the first sentence to the last dot. Imagine walking through your favorite grocery store, reaching for that familiar box of Choco Pies, barely giving it a second thought. It's always there, soft, chocolatey, nostalgic. But have you ever stopped to wonder what actually goes into making one of these iconic snacks? What if I told you that inside some of America's most high-tech food factories, millions of these gooey chocolate-covered treats are made every single day with astonishing precision? This isn't just a snack, it's the result of a jaw-dropping, Production line that turns raw ingredients into something millions of people reach for when they want a moment of sweet indulgence. And once you see the process behind it, you'll never look at a Choco Pie the same way again. It all starts with sourcing the highest quality ingredients from trusted suppliers. We're talking massive quantities of flour, sugar, cocoa powder, and eggs, all arriving in bulk shipments on 18-wheeler trucks that back right into the factory's intake bays. These aren't your average kitchen ingredients either. Each component is chosen for a reason: texture, flavor, consistency. But the true stars of the show are the fluffy marshmallow cream and the rich chocolate coating, both of which give Choco Pies their signature taste. Before a single batch is made, everything is subjected to strict quality control. Technicians test the cocoa for richness, the flour for consistency, and the eggs for freshness. Nothing is left to chance, because every Choco Pie must deliver the exact same satisfaction you remember from childhood. Once the ingredients are cleared, the magic begins. Giant industrial mixers, each capable of holding hundreds of pounds, get to work combining flour, sugar, eggs, and water into a silky batter. These machines are automated to release ingredients at precise intervals, and the timing and speed are meticulously controlled to ensure that the batter maintains the same smooth, pourable texture across every batch. There's no guesswork here, just clean, calculated precision. The batter is then funneled through stainless steel pipes to the shaping station, where it's portioned out into perfectly round molds, riding along on a moving conveyor belt. These molds are the first step in shaping the Choco Pie's soft cake layers. Thanks to high-end automation, each mold receives exactly the same amount of batter, ensuring that every cake is uniform in size and shape. This consistency is key, not just for appearance, but for the overall sandwich structure. Too big or too small, and the final pie wouldn't assemble properly. Once the batter is placed in the molds, it enters an enormous tunnel ovens, something you'd never find in a home kitchen. These ovens stretch for hundreds of feet and bake the cakes using a combination of convection, technology, and carefully calibrated temperature zones. It only takes a few minutes, but what comes out is nothing short of perfect. Soft, golden brown cakes with a slightly springy texture. But before they can become Choco Pies, these cakes need to cool. Enter the cooling conveyors, long-lasting, surrounded by industrial fans designed to bring the cakes down to room temperature quickly but gently. Timing here is everything. Cool them too fast, and they'll dry out. Cool them too slow, and they'll start to sag or stick together. This step ensures that the cakes maintain their ideal structure and are ready for the next, most mouth-watering phase, the marshmallow filling. Now, this is where things get gooey in the best way possible. Industrial filling machines use robotic arms equipped with special nozzles to pipe just the right amount of marshmallow cream onto half of the cake rounds. The cream itself is thick, fluffy, and perfectly sweet. And the machines are so precise that every swirl lands exactly where it should. Depending on the brand's recipe, the machines can adjust for different textures. Some fillings are light and airy, while others are dense and creamy. Either way, this step is a delicious blend of science and confectionery art. Once the filling is in place, the top halves of the cake sandwiches are added. Another robotic system gently presses the remaining cake rounds onto the marshmallow-covered bases, sealing each pie together without squishing the filling. This may look simple, but it's a delicate balancing act. Too much pressure and the marshmallow oozes out the sides. Too little and the pies won't hold together. The result is a perfect sandwich, soft, uniform, and ready for its signature chocolate coating. Now comes the real showstopper, the chocolate bath. Conveyor belts carry the assembled pies directly under a cascading curtain of liquid chocolate, literal waterfall of glossy, melted goodness that envelops each pie from every angle. This chocolate is specially formulated to be just the right consistency, soft enough to bite into, but firm enough to hold its shape. The excess chocolate is carefully collected, filtered, and recycled back into the system to minimize waste. This not only ensures a perfect coat on every pie, but also makes the process highly efficient and sustainable. Freshly coated, the Choco Pies glide into a state-of-the-art cooling tunnel. Inside, the temperature is precisely controlled to harden the chocolate shell while keeping the cake inside tender and fluffy. When they emerge, the pies are perfectly set, one featuring that irresistible contrast between soft cake, gooey marshmallow, and a firm, glossy chocolate shell. It's the kind of texture harmony that keeps people coming back for more. Before they're packaged, each Choco Pie goes through a rigorous inspection process. High-speed cameras and advanced sensors scan every product for size, shape, and coating. Uniformity. Human inspectors are also stationed along the line to catch anything that machines might miss. No cracks, no leaks, no missing chocolate. Any pies that don't make the cut are pulled and often used for recipe testing or employee snacks. Only the best of the best make it past this point. Packaging is next, and it's a race against time to preserve freshness. Machines wrap each Choco Pie in airtight film to lock in flavor and softness. They're then grouped into boxes, labeled with a production date and batch number, and sealed tight. The packaging lines are capable of processing thousands of pies per hour, making the whole operation look like a perfectly choreographed dance of automation. Once boxed, the products are loaded onto pallets, shrink-wrapped, and wheeled onto trucks for nationwide distribution. From there, these boxes make their way to grocery stores, convenience shops, vending machines, and warehouses all across the country. Thanks to a tightly organized logistics network, Choco Pies go from factory to shelf in record time, arriving fresh and ready for snack lovers of all ages. Whether you're grabbing one on the go, packing it into a lunchbox, or treating yourself late at night, that moment of unwrapping a Choco Pie is the final step in a remarkable journey that began with a sack of flour and ended in the palm of your hand. What makes this process even more impressive is the factory's commitment to sustainability. Many facilities recycle unused materials like excess chocolate or packaging scraps. They've invested in energy-efficient ovens, cooling systems, and robotics powered in part by renewable energy sources, reducing carbon emissions and minimizing waste has become just as important as taste, and it shows. The future of snack production isn't just fast, smart, green. It's designed to keep evolving without sacrificing quality. And that's the story behind every Choco Pie you've ever enjoyed. From industrial mixers to chocolate waterfalls, from marshmallow precision to airtight packaging, this humble treat is the product of cutting-edge technology, rigorous quality standards, and a surprising amount of artistry. The next time you want, tear open that shiny wrapper. Remember, what you're holding isn't just a snack. It's a symbol of how far food science has come and how something simple can be crafted with extraordinary care. If this behind-the-scenes journey into the world of food production fascinated you, be sure to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe for more. We dive deep into how your favorite foods are made from factory floor to kitchen table. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.